I wanted to share more on gemstones this week, and I thought it would be fun to share an experience that I had with a very powerful stone called Moldavite. Now, Moldavite is probably one of the most powerful stones in terms of being able to feel its energy or feel something from it. If you're not that sensitive of a person and you pick up a stone and you feel like, I don't really feel like I'm getting anything, or I don't feel like I'm feeling anything, Moldavite is probably one of the best stones for actually feeling something. And so I thought I would share my personal experience that I felt when I first got my Moldavite. So as you can see, this piece is really, really tiny. It's like about the size of the tip of my pinky. These are pretty expensive. This little tiny piece, I think I paid like $45 for this little piece. Moldavite is said to have been created when a giant meteor hit Earth. It's said to be part extraterrestrial and part Mother Earth, part of the Earth. When I first saw this, it actually came as a pendant. It had a bail on it. I had been wanting to get a piece of Moldavite for a while because I had learned so much about it and it just sounded so interesting. So when I found this piece, I was really drawn to buying it. When I got it home, I never felt ready to wear it. And that's an interesting thing about gemstones. A lot of times you'll find a gemstone that you cannot stop thinking about it once you've seen it. And usually when that happens, it means that you really need to work with that stone, or it really wants to come home with you and work with you because it has some serious benefit for you. And I found that so many times over and over again with different stones. Like, I can go through the gem fair or a gem store and look at tons of different stones, but there will always be one or two stones that stand out to me that I just can't put down, or I can't stop looking at them. It typically means that I need to work with it for some reason based on the benefits that that particular stone has to offer, and it's something that I'm really needing in my life at that moment. So I brought home my Moldavite pendant, and I kind of just tucked it away in a drawer. I knew that I wanted to have it, I knew that I wanted to work with it, but I wasn't ready at that point. It was like, it was this one that wanted to come home with me. So I would say about 6 months after I purchased my Moldavite, I was finally ready to start working with it. And I put it in my purse because I needed to find a chain for it. I didn't have a chain to put it on. So I had it in my purse with me. I had my purse in my, kind of in my lap, but off to the side of my lap in the car. And we took off, and I started to feel really sick. And I was like, wow, man, what is wrong? I'm just not feeling good. My stomach's upset. I'm feeling kind of headachy. I just feel like I'm detoxing. And prior to this, I was feeling great. There was no problems, no issue. And I'm like, man, why am I getting, I felt like I was car sick. Am I getting car sick? What's going on? So we're driving around all day, and I just was not feeling well. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I have my Moldavite pendant in there. I wonder if that's affecting me, because I know people can have all kinds of reactions to their Moldavite when they first get them. So I was like, I bet that's it. So after I got my chain for it, I did not put the necklace on, and basically decided to just put it across the room from where I was. Not put it directly on my body or touch it or in my vicinity. I just put it across the room. Because each time I would hold it in my hand or get close to it, I would not feel good. I would just start to feel literally like I was going through a detox. About every week, I would move it like a foot closer to me, to the point that I could have it right under my computer and near me, but still not touching me. So now it was like within 2 feet of me, and just kept moving it closer and closer. And then finally I got to the point where then I could wear it for a couple of hours. So then I would wear the pendant for a couple of hours and I would feel fine. And then I would take a break from it and put it back. Eventually I got to the point where I could wear it all the time with no ill feelings, no discomfort. Then, once I was wearing it all the time, I started experiencing really fun synchronicities. And one of the really cool synchronicities was when I met my friend Sherry, who I call my fairy goddess mother because she is like a fairy goddess and a godmother all in one to me, and I just adore her, and she is all about the spiritual, metaphysical, and it was so fun. We met at the Raw Living Expo when it was here in Los Angeles, and that was such a cool thing. And then it was so interesting too because a week later, when I actually happened to have the pendant where it was showing, where she could see it, because before I think I was wearing a scarf and it wasn't, she couldn't see it, so nobody knew that I had it on. Then the next week I was wearing it without a scarf and she could see it. She was like, "Oh my God, is that Moldavite? Are you wearing Moldavite right now?" She's like, "This is amazing." She had been hearing about Moldavite, seeing Moldavite over and over all week long. And then I showed up wearing it and she was just blown away. She's like, "I'm going to go home and dig out my Moldavite pendant right now and start wearing it because obviously I need to be working with this stone." And it was so cool how not only did she come into my life right at that time, but then the Moldavite was an experience for her, reminding her that she needed to work with the stone. They also have Moldavite incense. And I have to tell you, this incense is really powerful too. Like if you can't afford the Moldavite stone, just get the incense and burn the incense while you're meditating. It's amazing because the room will feel so enormous. And it can also allow for spirits to come in if you want to communicate with the spirit world. It's just pretty amazing stuff, and it smells really good. I love the smell of Moldavite. That's my story about Moldavite. As a caution, I want to warn everybody, because the stone is really, really strong, and like I experienced, it really made me feel uncomfortable for quite a while until my body could adjust to the energies of the stone. If you're super sensitive, if you're not ready to face certain aspects of your life, like maybe any health issues that you have, if you're not ready to really face where those issues are coming from or what's causing them, I don't recommend working with this stone because it's literally going to bring everything to the surface for you to just be facing your issues, your stuff. It's going to come up. So if you're not ready for that, it's so much better to wait until you actually feel called to work with this stone. It's really powerful. There are so many other more gentle stones that you can work with that are amazing. Like any of the stones that I mentioned in my previous crystal video are all great stones to work with. They're way more gentle. I also found it really interesting that someone very close to me, whenever I wear this pendant, they always comment on how ugly they think it is. And I won't name who this person is, but she will know when she sees this video. But it's interesting because in one of my books it says people who have an aversion to the green color of the pendant, it says that these people may have an emotional trauma that needs to surface and heal, to which other crystals are required before they'll fully appreciate this stone. And I find it fascinating because this person does have emotional trauma that really needs to heal. But we always laugh about how she thinks that the stone is so unattractive. I also find it really interesting that this stone made me feel kind of sick to my stomach and nauseous and kind of headachy, and really that's where I was at before coming to the raw food diet, with digestive problems ever since I was really, really young. And so I think it was really interesting that that was the effect that this stone had on me when I held it. Because some people will just hold it and they'll feel just like this huge rush of energy. They'll feel heat, they'll feel warmth, they'll feel a buzzing sensation throughout their body, or even some people will find that it makes them just incredibly relaxed. So everybody's so different, but I find that so interesting that it makes you face your dis-ease or discomfort or illness, whatever that is. And for me, it showed up in that way when I would hold it. But now I can hold it all day long, I have no problems, and when I hold it now, I just feel, because it does kind of align your chakras, it makes you a little more balanced. Once you've gotten used to it, it will help you to balance and align your chakras, and I just kind of feel like this pulsing of energy, kind of pulsing through my body. So it's just really interesting. So if you like this video and you want to see more gemstone videos, give this video a thumbs up. I'm really excited that so many of you wanted to hear more about gemstones and how to work with them, because that's really fun for me and I'm excited to share more with you. But don't worry, for those of you who are not into gemstones, I'm still going to do my raw food videos, I'll still share recipes, still be doing all the same things that I have always done. If you have any questions about working with gemstones or specific stones that you want to learn more about, any questions at all, just put them in the comment section down below and I will try to answer them in a future video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.